Hello and welcome to Tea with Lilybet. For those of you who have been following my channel, you'll know that I've been decluttering my home room by room, and I'm finally down to my last room, which is my bathroom. There's really only two cupboards that I need to worry about. The top mirrored cabinet, which has all the items that I use on a daily basis. And then there's the cabinet underneath the sink, which has two shelves. I've got my larger items in there, my contact lens kit, things like my hairdryer, my straightener, my makeup containers, and extra supplies that I probably hardly ever use. I'm finding my bathroom really inconvenient to use at the moment. I've got these big containers of items that I need to search through every day to find what I need, and I really just want to reorganize it. I've decided not to invest in any storage systems for this room at this stage. I want to use the containers that I already have, and if I do find that I need to get anything new, I'll decide once I get into it. I'm beginning by removing everything from the cupboards, and because the bathroom is full of fiddly little items, I'm going to use a box and any other containers I can find to take everything out of this room and spread it out where I can see it and sort through it. The whole point of decluttering is to make life easier, and the bathroom is an area that I haven't really paid much attention to. I've pretty much just shoved things into places and not really ever thought about how I use this space, and I know that I can make improvements. I've already noticed some empty containers and items that I no longer use, and I'm really excited to be clearing those things out and making this space a lot more functional to access on a daily basis. Now that I've emptied out the top mirrored cabinet, I'm going to move everything from the lower cabinets as well. I've got quite a few containers in there already, so it shouldn't take me much time to clear it out. I've decided to use the lounge as my decluttering workspace. It has a lot of room in there, so I can really spread everything out. And it's also really well lit. I'm going to have to read some very tiny writing to make sure that everything that I keep still is within its expiry date. So being in a bright room will help me to read those labels a little bit more easily. So this is everything from my bathroom cupboards. I'm going to sort it into items that I'm going to keep and things that I'm going to throw away. Let's get started. I've realized I need another pile for anything that's actually going to be kept but not put into the bathroom. So I've got some medications and things like that that need to go into their proper place. So they'll all go into this bucket. I've got a number of items that are going to go back into the top mirrored cupboard and they won't be inside another container. So I've decided to use this basket to make it easier to cart back into the bathroom once I'm ready. I'm going to keep all my makeup aside. I'm going to focus on sorting through all the toiletries and getting rid of everything else that doesn't belong in the bathroom, and then come back to the makeup at the end.
Não é só na vida que a vida, não é na janela que se olha, há uma linha clara perto da saída. Fecha os olhos e você vai ver. Só aqui que sol ilumina coisas do além que vão além.
So I have made some progress here. I've got everything pretty much organized into categories. Along here I've got my makeup, which is still yet to be sorted and culled. This area doesn't look that organized, but it actually is. So in this corner I've got my hair things. In this corner I've got some face and body items, contact lenses, eye drops, bits and pieces. And over here is all the dental stuff. So I've got an electric toothbrush that I haven't used for a while, but I may start using it again. And then I've found all of these extra dental flosses that I didn't realize I had. They were stashed at the back of the cupboard, but I will go through them. They won't be wasted. I'm a flosser. I floss every night. And then over here in this basket, these are all items that I'm going to be keeping, and they're probably just going to go back into the cupboard as is. So they've just come into this basket. They're a mixture of hair things, face things, deodorant, appliances like the hair dryer and hair straightener. And then over here, these are items that are going to be rehomed somewhere in the house. I've got some empty containers. These are the containers that I'm put some of my toiletries, my hair things, my optical and dental things into. And then over here is the box of rubbish. So some of that is going to be recycled and some of it's going to be thrown out. This bottle here is made of glass. It has some cream in it that I'm not using at the moment, some body lotion. I think I'm going to put some dishwashing soap in here and have it as a pump in the kitchen. So that's going to go into there once I've thrown the contents out. At this point, I think I'm going to start sorting the makeup because then I'll know how many containers I need. So I'm going to start with this bowl here. And this bowl is items that I don't really use very much, and I'm going to try and get rid of as much as I can. So these are some brushes that I don't use very much. This I've used in the past as a highlighter brush, so it might be worth hanging on to. And these smaller brushes, I absolutely never use them. This is actually quite a lovely brush, but I never use it, so I think I'm going to get rid of these ones. Some eye makeup. I do use these from time to time, but not very often. This is a highlighter set. You can kind of dust it onto different parts of your face. It gives you a bit of a glow. It's quite new, so I'll keep this one. This is the old one, and you can see that I've basically used the middle one up, and these two, they're probably expired now and need to be thrown out. Mascara, this is old, so I'll get rid of that. And these were just sort of sample size things that I never used. It's a cream eyeshadow. I might try this one, so I'll keep that. That one will go. Yeah, and this one's pretty finished. It's just a loose powder. I've got something to replace it, so I'm going to get rid of that. This is a lipstick to commemorate a wedding. I don't know if you can see that there. It says the wedding date in 2018. And we all bought the same lipstick, which was really nice. Or I think one of the other bridesmaids did, and the bride got a different color. So I think I'm going to keep this one because it does have sentimental value and it's a beautiful color as well. This is a lip liner that actually is quite neutral and really isn't something that I use very much. An old lipstick. I think this one could be thrown out. Yeah, it must be 7 or 8 years old. And a sharpener for pencils, so I can keep that one. And I'm not even sure what's in this one. Okay. Another brush that I don't use. It's beautiful though, hey, but it's a little bit firm. Oh, this is a liquid eyeliner that I have used before. It's very old now. I would say it's 7 or 8 years old, so I'll get rid of that one. Another sharpener. I probably only need to keep one of these. Actually have another one that's quite good, so I'll get rid of that. Another sharpener. I find it really painful to use these, so I think that one's going to go. Eve Pearl. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I'm really happy with the organic foundations that I use, so that one's going to go. It's a cream foundation. I don't think there's anything in here. And then these are all the items that I use on a more regular basis. So that's definitely going to be kept. This one is a pressed powder that my sister gave me. Oh no, it's a skin balm moisturizer. It looks like it's got some kind of color to it. I will keep this and try it. My bronzer. This is my old powder that's finished from Anika, so that container just needs to be recycled. My foundation. This is the eye makeup that I use the most when I do use eye makeup. This is Napoleon Perdis one, so I'll keep that one. And these are the brushes that I do like to use. This brush I never use, so that's going to go. This is the sharpener that I mentioned before. It's really compact and it's fantastic, so I'll keep that one. Some hair clips. I don't know why they're in here. They can go in this container. Brow pencils. This needs to be cleaned. It's a brow brush, but it does need to be cleaned. It's caked with makeup onto it. Now that I look at it, I don't know if it can be salvaged, but I will try. Another little brush for eye makeup. Mascara, lip gloss, concealer. This is primer. So I've got 2 primers that I like to use. This one is very thin and light, but it gives it a little glow, and this one's a little bit thicker. So if I want my makeup to last a bit longer, I'll use this one, but in the summertime I tend to use this Veil. My favorite lip balms. I've got this Vanilla Bean lip balm, and then this is another one of the same brand, but it has got a sunscreen in it, so that's great for summer. More concealer. This is just an old container that I'm still using down. My blush that I always use. It's the only blush that I have. It's Bobbi Brown. My sister gave it to me and it's still going strong. And this is a thicker concealer for under my eyes for when I really do need to cover up more. It's nearly finished. My favorite sponge for my makeup, some lip liner, and some eyeliner. So all of those can stay. This used to be a very light color. It's just a little rubber mat that helps my makeup not to move around so much, but it's absolutely filthy. I will try and clean it, and if I can't, then I'll just cut another piece. This container had makeup caked at the bottom of it, and it did take some effort to try and clean it up, but it's a lot better now. And I managed to get some of the dirt off the rubber mat, but because it's going to get a lot more makeup on it in the future, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Now that I've gone through all my makeup, I've gotten rid of everything that I definitely don't want or has expired. And there's some makeup and some brushes that I want to keep as spares or for special occasions when I do put a little bit more eye makeup on. So I'm going to find a little spot for those. Then I'm going to put the rest of the items into the containers that are left over. As I put the makeup away, I'm going to give it a wipe down. It's obviously going to get dirty again, but you know, it'll just be nice to just clean it up a little bit to make it look a little bit better. This is going to be my everyday container for makeup, so I'm not going to put things that I don't use that often in there, just my regular use items. I have made a little bit more progress. This is the makeup that I will use on a daily basis. I've got everything in easy reach and view. This should make it easier for me to find those taller, thinner items that I was digging through. So I'm hoping it'll solve that problem. In this container, I've got the makeup and brushes that I use rarely, but I still do use them. Over here, I've got all of my hair things together. I'll just see how that goes. There's a lot of things in there at the moment, but I can see everything that I need. In this container, I've decided to put all of my contact lenses. I don't use them as regularly as my glasses, so I'm happy for them to be in a container that isn't quite as functional. And then this container, I've decided to put all of my spares. So I've got things like extra shampoo and conditioner. These are containers that I use when I travel. I'll keep my electric toothbrush there for now, and all the extra dental things as well, some extra cleanser. These are refills on my makeup as well. So yeah, that's going to be my spares box. So that's obviously going to go further back in the cupboard. I feel like the hard work is done. I've sorted everything. I've gotten rid of all the stuff that I wanted to get rid of. I'm going to take my cleaning cloths into the bathroom and wipe down the cupboards, and then I'll start to put everything away. It's late in the afternoon now and it's getting a bit dark in this room, so I've brought in one of my filming lights just to illuminate this space so that I can really work out if I want to change my use of this space, or am I just going to put everything back. Let's see what I end up doing. So it's all done. I tried a few different things and I've landed on a solution that I think is quite good. I ended up taking some of the things out of the individual basket containers and put them up onto the shelves because I had a bit of extra room after getting rid of things that I no longer needed. For the shelves under the sink, this is my new setup. I think it looks a lot neater and more organized. So on the top shelf, I have some makeup. that I use on a daily basis. I've moved some of that up into the top cabinet, which I'll show you in a minute. Then I've got my hair dryer and my hair straightener, and I've just put them on a little washcloth so that it doesn't scratch the surface of the cabinet, and it's just a bit easier to get in and out. And at the back I've got the diffuser, and then I've also got a travel container for the straightener. Then coming down to the bottom shelf, at the back I've got some shaving things, and there is my container of all my spares for creams and hair things. This is all my contact lens gear, and then I've got my hair items in there, and in this container is the spare makeup. Moving up the top, I've got a hairbrush and my face roller. I've moved some of my makeup items up onto this cabinet because they tend to fall over in the container when I pull them out, so I thought it would be good to just put them on a shelf like this. So I've got a couple of primers and my foundation sponge applicator. I've got some Q-tips in this cute little drawer here, and over here I have all of the sort of tall, thin items that I use on a regular basis, brushes and mascara and eyeliner, lip liner, that sort of thing. These are some makeup setting sprays that have a little glow to them and I really like. These are the products that I put on my face every day. I have run out of a few things from the Ordinary that I need to do an order for, but for now I just have these 4 items, and then my scrunchies that I use on a regular basis. Over on this shelf I've just put a couple of hair clips that I use when I'm putting makeup on. I can just keep the makeup off my hair. And underneath I've got this drawer for some Dove wipes. I don't use them a lot, but they're handy there if I need them. I did have a whole packet that I found, so I might as well use them up. On this side, I've got all of my hair products. So I've got my argan oil, my conditioner, hairspray, dry hair conditioner. This is a treatment oil. And then over here is actually an anti-static spray for clothing, but I don't really have another place to put it, so I thought I would leave it here. Coming down the bottom, I've got my face cleanser, eye makeup remover, 2 deodorants that I use. This is sort of my lightweight everyday deodorant, and this is a heavy duty one that I use for gigs and anything that I think I'm gonna perspire a little bit more. And then this is my body lotion. And on the door I've got all of my dental items. So I've got my dental floss up there, and Pixter, and my toothbrush and toothpaste. So I've also just given the mirror, the countertop, sink, and the cupboard doors a little wipe down, and that's my end result. I think I say this every time, but that was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. It took me around 3 hours to get all of that done. It was actually quite straightforward to get rid of the things that I didn't need anymore. Basically expired items, items that I never use, just empty containers and things like that. That was the easy part. It was a bit more challenging to decide how I was going to reuse the containers that I did have and what was going to go into each cabinet. And I ended up deciding that based on the size of the item and how often I access it. So I tried to put as much of the things that I access on a daily basis in the top cabinet where I don't have to bend down to reach them. Refills and things that I don't use as often, I put to the back of the cupboard on the bottom shelf. So yeah, I feel like I did make the most of that space. I really won't know how successful the reorganization was until I start using that space. So stay tuned and I'll provide an update at some point. I hope that you got some value out of watching this bathroom declutter and that you got some inspiration and ideas for decluttering and reorganizing your own bathroom. If you enjoyed this video, you'd be helping me out a lot if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and remember you can choose between getting updates occasionally from this channel or being updated for every video that I upload. So thank you very much for your company today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.